everyone. I'm Jen Polans. I'm managing editor of Green Profit Magazine, and welcome to another of our Trending Now videos, where we highlight hot products for retail sales. Today, I have with me Janet Sluis. She is program developer for PDSI, that's Plant Development Services, Inc. Hi, Janet. How are you?
Hi, good morning. Great. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. So tell me, where are you broadcasting from today?
Well, today I'm broadcasting from sunny Berkeley, California, where we are in the upper 70s and low 80s now in February. This is a very challenging year for the weather.
Oh, that sounds lovely, though. I will take that any day over Cleveland, Ohio. So tell me a little bit first about the brands that you develop for.
So PDSI represents two of the largest magazine brands. We represent Southern Living Plant Collection in the South and Sunset Plants for the West and the rest of the country, actually. So Sunset Plants can go into any other market.
Great, great. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to start talking about Skyscraper Senecio, a new introduction for 2022, right?
Yes. So this is a plant that I saw many years ago in trials. And I have to say, being in California, we're used to succulents. We use a lot of succulents in the landscape here. Even before they became a national trend for indoor plant use or summer use, the succulents have always been a part of the landscaping here in California. So to find something that has this type of growth habit, really upright, it does not need staking. Here in the landscape, we're actually seeing it getting up to 5 feet tall. In a pot or a container, it's probably going to stay in that 2 to 3 feet height, but we really see it getting a bit larger in the landscape. So it's really different.
So much of the country will use this more in container gardening, right?
Correct. Yes. And it makes a nice height element. When you're doing mixed containers and you have those little patio bowls, often we're struggling for something that's a little bit taller for the sun height. This is an ideal plant for that. And if you happen to have an area that has bright light, you can use this as an indoor house plant. In Europe, they're selling these as a house plant. They're typically a little bit more used to using these in brighter light conditions, but they do hold up really well in the wintertime or in the summertime too, indoors. So don't be afraid to bring this in and use it as a house plant.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, and we see it right there as the house plant, and then outdoors as sort of that upright part of the mixed container. Right. And tell me a little bit about the benefits of this plant that retailers can talk to their consumers about.
Well, we're starting to see more and more patented succulents hit the market, but a lot of them are weather related. So they'll exhibit a certain color, but only under cooler conditions. So oftentimes we're not really seeing the change that they're that different from other varieties that are on the market. This is something that is really special, very different. There's nothing else quite like it. The regular Senecios that we're used to are more of a ground cover, and they stay pretty low to the ground. They bloom and they are a little bit messy in the landscape. This one has a very, like I said, it has that really tall vertical element. You can use this in a tight space where you want some height, but it's also not blooming for most of the country. We're seeing a little bit of blooms in Southern California, but it's a kind of a pretty flower just down there. Where I'm in Northern California, we don't see any bloom on it at all. So it's very low maintenance, like zero care, very low water use, xeriscape plantings, firescape plantings. We're becoming more and more concerned about plantings around houses for firescaping. Succulents are good for that. They don't tend to, ignite. So you don't have a worry with the fires with the succulents there. But they're also great. Like I said, you can bring them in as a house plant. They're very low care patio bouquets or a patio plant. So you can plant them with other succulents or other plants or even standalone. We're doing a lot with growers that they're putting these in really nice pots and just using it as a standalone patio item.
Okay, great. And then you also have some branding that is available with this product too, right?
Correct. So our licensed growers, we have a list of licensed growers for either Southern Living or Sunset. They're all being able to grow this plant in the branded pot. But to get the availability out there and to get it into other parts of the country, we've partnered with Pacific Plug and Liner and also Quality Cutting. So we have an offshore cutting farm providing cuttings for this. And Pacific Plug and Liner is selling liners to anybody. Any grower can order liners through them with a branded tag. So they'll get either the Southern Living tag or the Sunset tag, and then that'll ship with the liner. So again, that's open to anybody, any grower retailer or any grower across the country can get access to these.
Okay. And then about the retail presence for this, is there any way that retailers can kind of set it apart in the garden center?
Yes, and then having it in the branded pot will automatically set it apart. But we're also seeing that more retailers are selling them as a 4-inch and then having some larger specimen sizes. This plant is wonderful in a larger cash pot or patio bouquet, or even a 5-gallon for the landscape growers. And then you can really get it to size, which shows how unique it is and the differences, and then sell some of the smaller plants for an inspiration of what that plant can turn into in the garden center.
And then tell me about some of the partnerships that you have going on with this plant too.
I'm really excited. We partnered with the Master Nursery Garden Centers on the West Coast for Sunset. We're providing free POP for them so that those members can have the POP in the stores and banners. We're setting up little individual kiosks, and that way any plants that we're promoting under the brand through the magazine, through advertising, and through all the other channels that we are doing with the marketing, they can have a space, a landing spot in the nursery so consumers know where to go in the nursery to see them.
That's great. And so last thing is availability in terms of where can the retailers find this plant?
So like I said, we will be offering it to any wholesale grower. Right now, for the current availability, it is only available primarily through our licensees. And on that same website, we have a list of growers who are licensees of either Southern Living or Sunset, depending on where you are. So that would be the place to start.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, Janet, for sharing this with us.
You're very welcome. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too. And so on behalf of Green Profit and Ball Publishing, I'm Jen Poland signing off. Thanks so much for watching, and look for more Trending Now videos coming soon.